What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a quick video talking about CT side communication to really make our CT sides strong. Right now, we definitely have good setups. We have good ways to be in a position to react to the T's. Like, let's say, hold on. The T's are always initiators in any match. They decide how they're gonna play. The CTs, however, don't really have that opportunity. They can only really do it sometimes, and they don't have they can't do it really well because their job is really to defend defend a bomb site, and that means by that nature, they can't really initiate. They can only not really. They can maybe flash push something for info, but that's not really initiating, right? Like T's can say, oh, do these smokes, we're going outside, do these smokes, we're faking inside, stuff like that. So the CTs, they play reactive, and because they play reactive, it's very important to call the information and very important to paint your teammates a picture of what's going on. So let's say you hear them on Marshmallow, and very important, outside on roof and maybe Marshmallow, you call that. Very important call if you hear them here, and it's very important to call how many, is it 2 or 3 Marshmallow? If it's 2 or 3 Marshmallow, it's probably outside. There's no reason for a terrorist team to have 2 or more Marshmallow if they're not working outside, right? If the terrorist team has 2 on roof, it's also not as likely as Marshmallow, but still very likely they're going outside, right? Stuff like that, very important. If you hear multiple T's on ramp, very likely they're setting up for a ramp push. So information like that can change how your teammates play. So let's say Elijah says, I hear them going ramp from here, or Wilkie says, I hear them coming ramp, multiple ramp, right? Or 2 ramp, 3 ramp, where if you have good enough hearing in that, when you, depends on the situation. Sometimes you're gonna know how many, sometimes you're gonna just say multiple. And once that happens, you just communicate that to your teammates, and they can play differently. So Wilkie says they're ramp, or oh shit, they're a bunch ramp. Elijah can be like, all right, I'm gonna rotate for A. Let's say I was in a better spot to hold A, and Elijah just says, okay, rotating to help ramp. And that does 2 things. Number 1, now Wilkie knows he's getting help from ramp, and he can play accordingly. Outside can play accordingly. I can play accordingly, more safer on A, just so that, I'm not going to fucking push Hut if Elijah says he's leaving A, right? And also the second thing is Wilkie can tell you, no, I don't want you to rotate ramp because I know it's a bad idea for whatever reason. Or I can tell you on A site, let's say I'm playing over here, that's a bad reason, and then you don't rotate. So we're doing 2 things. 1 is painting a picture for your teammates. Number 2 is kind of giving your teammates the chance to tell you not to do it. So that's really important. And that's a rotation, right? So another thing that's really reactive is, let's say you make a call, multiple ramp, teammates reacting, rotating to help ramp, right? And we're not really talking because we know what we're doing. Then you realize, oh shit, ramp's quiet, right? Then you gotta call quiet ramp. I'm still holding it, but it's quiet, right? And that plays differently. Now me on A can play closer to this side to listen for maybe I was heaven. Now I'm playing closer here to listen for lobby. Now outside realizes, okay, they might not be ramped. Maybe I shouldn't be in a very vulnerable position. This is a okay position for a 1v1, 1v2, but if it's a 1v2, 3, 4, 5, it's not as good, because now if you're fighting alert, very easy to fight cover, but it's fighting more than one person, now you're in a vulnerable position. So your setup has to change. Your positions are changed. Maybe before you're really close to rotating for B, you're getting ready to rotate vents really quickly, but now you realize, oh shit, they might not be there, so you might have that window of opportunity to rotate and play outside in a better way, right? So I hope you guys get the idea. I think I explained it pretty well. On CT sides, very important that you communicate so that your teammates can react accordingly. When you communicate information, you want to paint a picture of what the T's are doing so that your teammates can make a prediction and play accordingly to that predictions. That's about it. Don't just call information, call your own personal information. So like your teammates can play accordingly to that too, right? Because if you call information and like we don't call the rotations that are helping ramp, then what if we just give up outside completely? What if we give up A completely? It's gonna be bad. It's very important that you call that rotation so that your teammate that might be near you or your teammate that's relying on your position to hold knows that you're no longer there, so they can play accordingly. Like CT side's very reactive, and that's why communication like that is really important. Get to our match at like 10:45. Make sure you're on. Make sure we can communicate with you. Make sure you're warmed up for the match. Make sure you know the grenades, and see you guys there. We're gonna have an awesome T side, and if we do these type of things on CT side, I'm sure it will be equally awesome.